What makes a crime capture the world's attention? Is it the mystery that surrounds it, the gruesome details, or the fact that some cases, despite decades of investigation, remain unsolved? Today, we'll explore 5 of the most infamous criminal cases that have fascinated people for generations, cases that still leave experts and amateur detectives alike searching for answers. So why do these cases endure in the public imagination, and what makes them so unforgettable? So guys, quickly join Misconduct YouTube channel. Number 05. The Zodiac Killer is a puzzle still unsolved. The Zodiac Killer, active in Northern California during the late 1960s, is one of the most notorious and elusive serial killers in American history. Between 1968 and 1969, the Zodiac murdered 5 known victims, targeting young couples and a cab driver, though he claimed to have killed 37 people in his taunting letters to local newspapers. His methods were brutal, and his choice of victims seemed random, spanning both rural and urban settings, including areas in Benicia, Vallejo, Napa County, and San Francisco. What sets the Zodiac case apart from other unsolved murders is the killer's communication with the media. He mailed cryptic messages, often demanding they be published to avoid further killings. 4 of his cryptograms became famous. While 2 were cracked, 2 remain unsolved, further cementing the case as a puzzle that continues to frustrate and fascinate both authorities and amateur sleuths. Over the years, several suspects were investigated, with Arthur Lee Allen, a convicted sex offender, being the only one named publicly by police. However, no conclusive evidence linked Allen to the murders, and he died in 1992. The case was marked inactive in 2004 by the San Francisco Police Department, but was later reopened. To this day, the Zodiac Killer remains unidentified, his crimes unsolved, and his cryptic letters a source of endless speculation. Number 4. The Tragedy of a Child Beauty Queen. The murder of 6-year-old JonBenét Ramsey in 1996 horrified the world and became a media sensation due to the young girl's participation in beauty pageants and the wealth of her family. On December 26th, JonBenét's body was found in the basement of her family's Boulder, Colorado home, hours after a long ransom note was discovered. The girl had been strangled and bludgeoned to death, leading investigators to initially suspect her parents, John and Patsy Ramsey, or her 9-year-old brother, Burke. The case became mired in controversy, not only because of the family's perceived lack of cooperation, but also because of the police's mishandling of the investigation. Investigators could not agree whether JonBenét had been killed by an intruder or if the crime had been committed by someone within the home. In 2003, DNA evidence taken from JonBenét's clothes was tested and found to belong to an unknown male, ruling out the family as suspects. Despite this, the Boulder police remain divided over the possibility of family involvement, and the case remains open. The murder of JonBenét Ramsey continues to attract worldwide attention. Many still debate whether the intruder theory holds up or if the family played a role in the crime. No one has ever been charged, and JonBenét's death remains a chilling and unsolved mystery. Number 3. The gruesome murder that shocked Hollywood. In January 1947, Elizabeth Short, a 22-year-old aspiring actress, was found brutally murdered in Los Angeles. Dubbed the Black Dahlia by the press, her body was discovered bisected at the waist and mutilated, the precision of which led investigators to believe the killer had some degree of medical knowledge. Short's murder became an immediate sensation due to its horrific nature and because it occurred in the glamorous world of Hollywood. The Los Angeles Police Department launched one of the most extensive investigations in its history, questioning over 150 suspects, yet no arrests were ever made. Theories abound as to who might have been responsible, ranging from deranged loners to professionals in the film industry. While some believe the murder may have been the work of a serial killer, others point to possible connections to corrupt figures within Los Angeles. The unsolved murder of Elizabeth Short remains one of the most famous cases in American history, frequently depicted in books, films, and documentaries. The Black Dahlia has become a symbol of the darkness lurking beneath Hollywood's glitzy facade, and like the Zodiac case, it is unlikely the mystery will ever be definitively solved. Number 02. The Hall Mills Murders. The Hall Mills case, which involved the murder of Reverend Edward Wheeler Hall and his lover, Eleanor Mills, a choir singer, in 1922, shocked the small community of Somerset, New Jersey, and quickly became a nationwide media spectacle. Hall and Mills were found shot dead in a field, their bodies carefully arranged side by side, with torn love letters scattered between them. The affair between Hall and Mills was well known, and suspicion soon fell on Hall's wife, Frances, and her brothers. The trial, held in 1926, became one of the first true media circuses in American criminal history, attracting national headlines. Despite the circumstantial evidence pointing to Frances Hall and her brothers, they were acquitted. The compromised crime scene, trampled by onlookers before police could secure it, played a significant role in the lack of concrete evidence. As with other high-profile cases, the Hall Mills murders faded from public view, but remain one of the most sensational unsolved murders of the early 20th century. Number 01. The Axe Murders that haunted Fall River. Few American crimes have inspired as much folklore as the case of Lizzie Borden, who was accused of murdering her father, Andrew Borden, and stepmother, Abby Borden, with an axe in 1892. The rhyme that followed the case, "Lizzie Borden took an axe," made it seem as though her guilt was never in doubt. But in truth, Lizzie was acquitted after a sensational trial in which the evidence was largely circumstantial. At the time of the murders, Lizzie Borden was one of two people at the family's Fall River, Massachusetts, home, the other being the maid, Bridget Sullivan. The brutal nature of the murders, combined with the fact that Lizzie had recently been observed trying to purchase poison, led to her arrest. However, the jury found insufficient evidence to convict her, and Lizzie spent the remainder of her life living in Fall River, ostracized by the local community. The Borden case has become a touchstone of American true crime, spawning books, films, and numerous dramatizations. Despite the lack of a definitive answer, Lizzie Borden's name has become synonymous with murder, and her trial is still remembered as one of the most notorious in U.S. history. These 5 cases share a common thread. They have transcended mere criminal investigations to become cultural phenomena. Whether due to the heinous nature of the crimes, the controversies surrounding the investigations, or the sheer mystery that still surrounds them, these cases have left an indelible mark on the collective consciousness. While some of them may one day be solved, they will continue to fascinate and horrify, capturing the darker aspects of human nature and society's endless curiosity about the unknown. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the M's Conduct channel.